There are twilight afternoons when the slanting light seems to open a thin seam in time, wide enough for someone from a distant world to step across, drawn by a question still unanswered. That afternoon in Princeton University was just such a moment. Daniel Kahneman sat by the window, carrying within him a troubling reflection on the most fragile thing in the human mind, the illusion that we are rational. And in that barely perceptible pause, the mist seemed to part, allowing Socrates to enter, calm, profound, seeking the man who was wrestling with the mind's own invisible traps. Daniel Kahneman sat by the window, watching students stride across the lawn. Beside him lay the unfinished manuscript of Thinking, Fast and Slow. His eyes carried the unease of someone who had glimpsed the most dangerous thing in the human mind, the illusion that we are rational. The door opened softly. A man in a white cloak entered, holding an oil lamp.
I see a battle in your eyes, Daniel. Whom are you fighting?
Kahneman raises an eyebrow, revealing his surprise.
Human beings themselves, sir, or rather the flaws in their minds.
Flaws in the mind? I thought humans were thinking creatures.
They believe they are thinking, but in truth they are reacting. I call it System 1, fast, intuitive, and riddled with error.
And there is a System 2, I presume, the slower, more rational part.
Yes, but it is lazy. Most of the time we let System 1 take the wheel. It is what makes investors buy high, sell low, and believe they are smarter than the crowd.
Then the problem is not stupidity, but the illusion of intelligence. People do not fear being wrong, they fear admitting they are wrong.
Exactly. I call it confirmation bias. They seek only information that reinforces what they already believe. When they lose money, they console themselves, the market will come back.
Just as I once saw in Athens. People trusted prophecies even when all evidence pointed otherwise. Tell me, Daniel, can we help them see through their own illusions?
I have tried for a lifetime through experiments and models, but the truth is this: knowledge alone is not enough to correct behavior.
Indeed. I once said, knowing oneself is the beginning of wisdom. You are saying that knowing is not enough. One must act as someone who knows.
Yes. Even when we understand our biases, we still fall into them. Humans cannot escape their minds. They can only be humble before them.
Humility before the mind. A beautiful thought. You remind me of a game in the markets of Athens. People guessed the price of a jar of wine, and the average of all guesses proved most accurate.
Can that be? That is precisely the wisdom of crowds. I demonstrated it myself. But crowds are wise only when individuals err in different ways. When they err in the same direction, they create bubbles.
So when everyone believes they are right, that is precisely when the world is wrong.
And that is the tragedy of markets, Socrates. No one admits they are under an illusion until the money disappears.
Then perhaps your true lesson is not for investors alone, but for humanity. Wisdom does not lie in speed, but in the ability to pause and ask, am I deceiving myself?
Kahneman fell silent. The last light of day streamed through the window, illuminating the open manuscript, paused mid-sentence. Even an intelligent person can do foolish things when emotion takes the floor. Socrates gently extinguished the oil lamp and smiled. You have lit another lamp in the mind of humanity, Daniel. When Socrates left Princeton, Daniel Kahneman remained seated, gazing quietly at the fading sky. In a world where people believe they control everything, Kahneman taught us to accept that we cannot even fully control ourselves, and that acceptance is the true beginning of wisdom. The cognitive errors he uncovered did more than change how we invest. They changed how we understand human nature itself. Investing does not begin with the market, but with correcting the errors in one's own mind.